I want to call on Bruce because Bruce has not spoken to us for a long time. Bruce has been here for more than a year and a half now, and he's up on the board here. He's a transformed person. Tell us a little bit about your journey, and anything you can help the new people with will be helpful.
Well, since I can't always remember what I wanted to say, I had to type it up so that I could. Okay. And
I will just say one thing. Bruce, I did ask Bruce if he would help us out by giving us his thoughts over the last year.
yeah, I'm like everybody else here on the rice diet. I've been on and off diets for all of my adult life, most of you, and I couldn't keep it off for one reason or another. I remember as a teenager, I thought somebody that weighed 150 pounds was fat. I mean, that's how skinny I was, so but about 10 or 15 years ago, my primary care physician put me on Lipitor. Okay, that was the first step. Then about 5 or 8 years ago, he put me on Tricor. And it was because of my family history and because of the cholesterol and the triglycerides. And he told me I needed to lose weight. Well, yeah, I tried, but he didn't show me how to do it. He didn't tell me what to do. It was just, you need to do it. And so anyway, so that didn't work. But I thought taking the pills was the right answer. And at least it was easy. The dieting is hard, but it's not hard. I'll get to that in a minute. I've always been active, played softball, snow skiing, gone to the gym off and on, so but I let life get in the way. I think that's where all of us are. About 10 years ago, a doctor gave me a prescription for nitroglycerin one day. That scared me. Go ahead. Wait a minute, that's what people take before they die. That scared me. It evidently didn't scare me enough, so I went back to the gym, started going back. Then came a back surgery. So then I couldn't exercise again. Then came more weight. Okay, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was going to the gym regularly, 2 to 3 times a week. There was a FedEx driver would come in the office and we'd talk about fitness and working out and all of that, and that was great and so on. And then another medical problem came up and I quit going to the gym and I ballooned up to 218 pounds. And in the spring of '09, I ran into that FedEx driver at Publix and he goes, "Boy, you really put on some weight." And I'm thinking, it's really bad now that the guys are noticing. Okay, I know it's got to be bad. Okay, if the guys are noticing it, it's that. So then it was in August of '09 when I came to see Dr. Sprung. Although I had been to see him before, but he was talking about, okay, you need to lose weight, and he said those dreaded words to my ears, "You're pre-diabetic." And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's those people that can go blind, they lose their limbs, you die. I mean, that was a wake-up call. So I said, okay, what am I going to do? Well, hey, I'm starting the rice diet. Why don't you come? You're a good candidate. So I did, and started on. I was in the first group when we started in August of '09. And so when I heard what I'd be eating the first week, I thought, I'm going to starve to death. Okay, I didn't think I could do it. I'd be hungry all the time is what I thought. I was wrong. I was one of those ones. I used to salt everything before I ate it. We go out for a pizza and I'd salt pizza. Now that doesn't need salt, but that was my life. I did that with everything. So then I started on the diet, and here's the kind of the order of the way things that I noticed. No indigestion or reflux. That was the first thing. Okay, I started sleeping better, actually, because you don't have the reflux and had arthritis in my hip that were bothering me, and that you'd roll over in bed and that would wake you up. And then I was having more energy. I stopped snoring, my wife told me. So as I was losing weight. And before I was on the rice diet, I go out and work in the yard, spend 10 or 15 minutes raking, and I'm breathing heavy. I break for 10 minutes and rest for 20. I mean, that's just to catch my breath. I mean, that's the way that it was. And and now I can rake, and I can work out in the yard 6 to 8 hours on a Saturday, and it's just, I mean, I'm not constant 6 to 8 hours, but I mean, I feel that good. I don't get leg cramps. That was something that I didn't realize until just a few months ago, when my wife woke up in the middle of the night the way I used to. But I go, "What's going on?" She said, "I got a leg cramp." And I go, "Yeah, I remember those." I had forgotten that I had those. And now I walk over 3 miles every day, or just in my walk, not counting everything else. And people tell you you look better and you smile more and all of that. Those are the physical things I thought about. Then the medical changes was naturally my blood pressure was like 160 over whatever, and now it's down to in the 120s over 70, whatever it is, something like that. And I'm not good on those kind of numbers, but anyway. And I'm off the Lipitor, I'm off the Tricor. My primary care physician, when I went to see him for my physical here about 6 months ago, he was totally amazed at me. And he goes, "What are you doing?" And I told him I was coming to see Dr. Sprung in the Rice Diet. He said, "I got another patient that's doing that, and they're doing great. You know, I'm going to start sending my patients to Dr. Sprung." Okay, so that was, and then just 2 months ago, I had my eye exam for glasses. And I was talking to the doctor about my eyes, about the Rice Diet and everything, and she goes, "That's the reason." And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "That's the reason why your eye pressure is down." Didn't think about that. And I said, "Is that good?" She says, "Oh yeah, that's great, because you know that's going to help out with you know." So I've had all these different surgeries, hernia surgeries and so on, and back surgery and so on, so I always thought I took care of myself, but I didn't take care of the way I ate. That was the problem. So my question is it easy? And I said yes and no. Yes, it's easy compared to the bad quality of life that you would have if you don't change the way you eat. And no, it is difficult because we live in the United States with all of the temptations and the choices that we have, but that's our choice. And so it's up to us. 60 pounds.
That was really excellent, Bruce. It was a great encapsulation of a year and a half and all the time before that.
No, you're the one that inspired me to do it, so it was just, and I'm sure these people feel the same way. They just haven't. I can remember, and I've told the new people, after the 3rd week, they said, "Well, how you feeling?" What I said, "I miss wings." You know, and I went. We were doing our classes during the day. It was Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and that Wednesday at noon, I had the meeting. I met my buddy at the wings place for lunch after the meeting, naturally not before it. And I had the wings. Within a few minutes, I didn't put salt on anything, but that's okay. It's still bad for you. It was horrible. So within 20 minutes after eating, my stomach was churning, was not right. It was that way. I only slept about 3 or 4 hours that night, kept waking up. The next morning I got up, my stomach still wasn't right. I ate my fruit for breakfast, and within about 20 minutes, it was, I said, "Yeah, now I feel good."
That was one of our famous stories from the beginning about how one learns from experience.
Detoxifying, and it works. You know, I don't want the salt. I don't, you know.
And I think that's an important part of what Bruce has said. You don't need that much salt. Clean your palate. You really won't crave it. It takes a week or so until you eliminate that taste, and then you don't really want it as much. And most of the people have noticed that. Is that true? People notice that?
Yeah.